It all started with a video of just another stray cat posted on Facebook. Somewhere in northern Greece there was this male cat struggling to stand on its feet, starving and alone. It was one of those animals that you look at and hope someone is decent enough to put it out of its misery. A couple of weeks later, one of our volunteers traveled 800 kilometers to get him and bring him back to Athens. She described being looked at on the airplane by passengers wondering about the horrific smell coming from the cat carrier she was holding. She fostered him. I guess it was the first time he had ever been in a home, the first time he was treated and touched gently instead of being kicked away. He wasn't like in that first video. He was even worse. He smelled death and disease, and he could barely walk. It looked like someone had broken his entire body into pieces and had tried to put them all back together all wrong and upside down. He wouldn't stop purring. He'd follow us around in the room, crawling, lay on our feet and wait for that gentle hand to touch him again, as if this was all he needed to survive. We named him Frog and promised him that we would do everything we could to turn him into a gorgeous prince once again. But Frog's fairy tale needed more than the kiss of a beautiful princess for a happy ending. It took long visits to the vet, x-rays, painful surgeries, and a long recovery. Frog endured all that with a patience only an elegant and proud cat like him would. And when we thought we knew all that had happened to him, the x-rays revealed something even worse. Apart from being probably hit by a car that left him with a shattered spine and 2 broken legs, Frog had also been shot. The bullets in his tiny body were still there, evidence of an injustice too cruel to be true. His spine and his right hind leg had self-healed, so we let them be. His left hind leg was dead and had to be amputated. We were there for him every single day, watching him struggle to adjust to his new body and his new life. Frog's daily routine was the evidence of all he was deprived of before and all he couldn't have enough of: food and rest. He loved food, and he could now eat as much as he wanted to. And he loved to rest. He just laid there all proud and quiet like a spoilt, happy prince, looking around the room with serenity as if this was his kingdom. Usually before-after videos come with footage of the cat playing and running around, chasing bell cat toys and fake mice. So we tried to do that with Frog, and we ended up laughing so loud that it was probably the noise that annoyed him and made him finally get up. I don't know if Frog will start playing one day again, but while he was in our care, laying down like a lazy Lion King was what made him happy. A few days ago our prince went home. And what better place for a prince's castle than a small village near Venice? It sounds fake, but it is true. Months ago we had promised that tiny broken creature that he would live the life of a spoiled prince, and on August 29 he got his happy ending. Frog had been reserved almost since he was rescued. His new princess is a German lady living in Italy who waited for months. She waited for her prince to be strong enough to travel all the way from Greece and be with her. He now has a warm home to be lazy at and a beautiful garden to explore. He has his castle. He couldn't be a prince without one anyway. You might think that it's too much to go to all this trouble for just one cat. Just one. The clinics, the surgeries, the vet bills, and the travel expenses for just another drop in the ocean. Just another stray cat among the billion others who keep roaming the streets, feeding off the garbage, being born and dying homeless and alone. But you see, to us, Frog's life might be just one of the many, but to him it's all he has. All he was ever given was this life, and he spent most of it suffering in agony and pain. And he wasn't hurt by one of his own. He was shot, run over, and left to die by one of us. So I guess giving him the chance to live his fairy tale was our way of apologizing for what humanity did to him and to all the others like him. To all those precious drops in the ocean whose lives may not matter when you see it in numbers, but they do matter more than you can imagine when they lay on your feet, purring in bliss.